Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Cash PT Lunch Hour podcast. I'm your host, Aaron LeBauer, and today is Black Friday. So I want to tell you about our Black Friday special, but I want to give you like a big insight and a big tip on exactly what to do to help you make more money and get more patients in the door. So I'm going to give you a tip. So listen, get out your pad of paper or typewriter because I'm going to give you an email to send that's going to make you $1,000 or more if you just only send it. Okay, so today's Black Friday. So happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're doing well. Let me just give some thanks. I want to thank my team, Caitlin, thank Chris, who working at the clinic, keeping it running, open, helping our patients every day. I want to thank Laura, who's putting out the podcast. I want to thank Nicole, who's my linebacker and customer service person. I want to thank Jake for running the Facebook ads. You've seen my ads on Facebook. That's Jake. Jake's not cheap, but if you want an amazing ad buyer, contact me. I'll connect you with Jake. He's awesome. Jake also helps me with marketing strategy. Jake also works with some of our mastermind members as they come on board and create their strategy. I want to thank Jenny, who also is one of the people that works with our new mastermind members. So Jake and Jess do the sales calls for the mastermind. They work with every member on their strategy as they get started. I've got Maria, who's helped fix up some websites. She may or may not be listening to this. And then I've got my family who supported me, my friends, people like Greg Todd, Ryan Obenesser. I got my coaches, Taki Moore, Bedros Koulian. All the people. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure I left you out. If you're listening, if I left you out, call me. I'll shout you out on the next one. Rafe Granger has been a good friend. He was on the podcast. We talk about salvage denim and Dungeons and Dragons. People. So, anyways, it's Black Friday. So that's my thanks. I'm thankful for the food I have. I'm thankful for the roof over my house. I'm thankful for you, my listeners, for listening to the podcast again. I'm thankful for every one of my coaching clients and Platinum Mastermind members, people that have enrolled in the Cash PT Blueprint, people that bought the toolkit, who bought the Blogging for Therapists ebook that was available 8 years ago. I think that might have been the first thing that I ever sold. There was also a Dominate Google ebook. I don't know if you bought one of those two things a long time ago. I'd love to hear from you. I can't remember which one was the first one I sold. It was on eJunkie, sold through PayPal. If you're listening to this and you've been a coaching client or not, just because you're listening here, I just want to thank you because without you, I couldn't do any of this stuff. Well, I could, but it's like, who would care? I don't know, maybe I would. But, along the way, I think the thing is that I didn't get into a coaching business because I said, hey, I'm going to be a coach. I'm going to be a business coach because I want to make money. I had a cash practice and I just wanted to help people, and people asked me, how do I do it? And one day this woman said, well, what do I owe you? And I was like, what do you mean you owe me money? She was like, yes, this is valuable. Because prior to that, I'd been on a couple calls with classmates who did nothing with the information I gave them and didn't even say thank you. And so this day, this woman offered to pay me. I was like, oh, I'm going to write down my coaching rates. And then I started a blog. And then I got a cease and desist order and an invitation to speak at the Florida APTA private practice section, or the Florida private practice group, something, whatever that was. And in the same month. And I was like, oh, I'm really onto something now. Someone wants me to stop talking about this and someone wants me to come pay me to come talk to them. That was a while back. It was about 8 years ago. So anyways, it's Black Friday. So I got a Black Friday deal. But before I tell you about the Black Friday deal, let me give you something of value first, because if there's one thing I want you to do is I want you to give value up front. And you could do this strategy right now. Pause the podcast, go do this strategy, and then you can come back to the podcast and listen to the rest of it and know exactly what you're going to get and how I'm going to give you even more. Or you could just listen through the whole thing and do this, get the deal and do the strategy too. So here's the strategy. You've got a list of patients or customers. You've got an email list, right? So you might not actually have an email list where you think it's an email list, but you've got emails from all your clients in your EMR. And you're not going to go blast everyone through your Gmail or Yahoo or Microsoft Outlook account because you'll get flagged as a spammer. If you don't have a software to use, you can send these messages one at a time, but they take a lot of time. And if you don't, just wait until the end of the show, and I'm going to show you where to go to get some software so you can send this email out to everybody right away, all at once, without getting flagged as a spammer, and hopefully help you make a couple $1,000s. But if you do already have that, this is the email you're going to send. Subject line. So the subject line is going to be their first name. And if you're using email software, there should be some code that you insert in there. Like with the PT email engine, it's %, all caps, first name, %. That's the code. Okay. Something like Aweber or MailChimp, it might be something slightly different. This one's going to go to the people who haven't been your patients, and the subject line is going to be their first name, right? And the body is going to say, are you still interested in physical therapy? Dr. LeBauer. That's it. So that one email is going to go to everyone on your email list who has not been a patient of yours. Maybe they signed up for your lead magnet or newsletter. Okay. That's email number 1. Email number 2 is the checking in email. And this is the one that's going to your patients, current or former patients. And it's going to say, the subject line is going to be checking in. And the body is going to say, hey, Mrs. Jones, hello. And then first name, right? That first name tag. It's going to say, I'm just checking in. What progress have you made since your last visit? ? Dr. LeBauer. That's it. Send those. So let me just repeat this again. So email number 1 is going to go to people that have not been patients, and the subject line is their first name using a code. And then the body is going to say, are you still interested in physical therapy? Are you still interested, or you can say, are you still interested in working together? Aaron. If you're on my email list, you've probably seen an email like that. It's called the 9-word email. And it's a Dean Jackson email. Send it. Write it out. Send it. It should take you 5 minutes. Email number 2 is the checking in email. You send this to former patients or clients, and the subject line is checking in. And then the body is, hey, first name. So it's going to first name code. Hey, first name. Hey, Jennifer. I'm just checking in with you. What progress have you made since your last visit? Or what progress have you made since the last time we talked? Or if it's an online course, say, what progress have you made since getting started or starting working together? Aaron, very simple. This is more of like a 12-word email. And you're going to send those 2 emails out. Now, Jordan Williams did that. And in, I think it was June or July of 2020, like when no one was going to PT, but people were just starting to come back, he sent out that email. He said, this has been a huge bump for us, including one email generating 6 returning patients valued at over $7,200 in revenue. And he also got a dozen 5-star Google reviews just from sending that checking in email. We did the same thing with Veronica Wetzel. Basically, Veronica moved from Maryland down to Atlanta, and she still had someone else treating patients in her clinic in Maryland. And when she came to work with us in the Platinum Mastermind, I was like, hey, it's struggling. I'm thinking about closing it. I was like, well, let's see if we can revive it. And so we sent the checking in email, and she brought in $6,000 that first week in revenue for her other PT. And then more revenue over time using those strategies. But that was just an initial. Sent one email, made $6,000. So if you're interested in making $1,000 to $6,000 right now, pause this, go send that email, go at least send that checking in email. You may need to rewind it, but it's very simple. Go send it, and then come back and listen to the rest of this episode. So I'm not going to be quiet for very long because it's a podcast, but you can just press pause, go send that email, come back, and then I want to know what happens, because what I want to do is give you results in advance. Because if you can get results in advance, then you know what's on the inside. If you can get results with free information, wouldn't you agree that the results you'll get with the paid for information is even better, even greater, right? Here's how we do that. So what I've done is a couple years, I've been using email automations for a long time. If you listen to my episode last week, you'll hear more about it. But what I did is I took the emails that I was sending, and I had a lot of mastermind members ask, say, Aaron, I need help with setting up the emails that you're teaching about, because I tell them, like, here's what you need to do, and here's, some of the things, but it's a decent amount of hard work. But it pays off in the end, but it's a decent amount of work to put in up front. And some people are like, I wish I had a shortcut. I was like, okay, if I could create you a shortcut, do you think that'd be helpful? And they were like, hell yeah. Nick Essenplayer was one of the first people to use it. And he said, using the PT email engine, I've have the outline I need to start setting up automatic emails for prospective patients, existing patients, and leads. I now have a way to consistently build new emails, campaigns, reach out to my current patients, and convert prospects into new customers who regularly pay in full for their plan of care. And that was only after using it for a few months. But Nick has taken his business, when he started in the mastermind, on our first strategy call, he said to me, Aaron, what I really want is I want to be able to buy a house for myself and my fiance. And now he's married, and told me last week that they just spent their first night in their new house. So Nick was living with his parents in northern New Jersey, where rent and expenses are crazy, like New York City, and he's like, I can actually be able to, own a cash practice that allows me to buy my own house, and get the freedom and things that I want. And now he's got that, which is fucking awesome. And one of the ways that he's done it is by building up his email list, and he sends out these weekly Nick's Picks, which he gives recommendations for vitamins, supplements, exercises, workouts, all the main questions his patients and clients ask. And so I took what was working for me. I took the follow-up sequences, the emails for the applications, for the lead magnets, for the webinars, for the new patients, et cetera, and put them into this software. We called it the PT email engine. Because when you subscribe, what we do is we create you a customized account based on your practice and some information that you give us. And we hand it over to you, and you finish customizing it, because there's some things I just can't do for you, like put in the link to your contact form, like link to your form or link to your website or your USP. It's just one layer too complicated. It takes you a whole lot less time to do it than it would for me to coordinate it with you. And my time is valuable, and I'm not going to build your email system for you. I'm going to go build my own email system. Fair enough. So we put this together, and this system brings in, let's say, only one new patient a month. I mean, it's valued at over $2,000, because a new patient plan of care is $2,000. But for our clinic, it regularly brings in 15 patients a month. I don't know. I haven't calculated it lately or looked, but when I was looking a few years ago, it was like 15, patients a month, new people. I mean, God, how many inquiries do we get through the application funnel every month? We probably get 25 to 30, easy, and then we get phone calls. It does that for me. If I convert only half of them to new patients, that's 7 people at $2,000 a piece. That's $14,000 a month. I was like, well, I'm not going to charge you $2,000 a month. I'm not even going to charge you like $1,000 a month or $100 a month. It's just $49 a month for up to 1,000 contacts. But it's Black Friday, so I want to give it to you for like a special deal. I'm going to give it to you for $1. But I'm not only just going to give you the software, I'm going to give you all the training. What you get is you get the PT email engine and the pre-written emails. It's like over 32 emails that I've written for you. So you don't really have to think about it. And what you can do is, like, if you were listening before and you're like, oh, I don't have a way to send, 100 emails to all my clients. Well, all you have to do is take your spreadsheet file, upload it, and you put those clients into your email list. And then you can go and create a campaign, and you can send this email right out to them. It's called the checking in email. Boom. And it can be sent out to them right away. It's pretty simple. It should take you, that will definitely take you less than an hour. And if you're making 6,000 like Veronica did, or 7,200 like Jordan did, that's at least a $6,000 hour of time. Okay. So when you get the Black Friday deal, you're also going to get some other really cool stuff, right? So I'm going to give you access to the PT Marketing Machine, which is a course I created to help you set up the PT email engine and learn email marketing strategies that I've discussed this week and last week and pretty much any time on the podcast that you've seen. It's called the PT Marketing Machine. And what does it do? It's going to teach you how to upload things. It's going to, upload your list, how do you put them in the correct sequences? How do you update the sequences? Really, the first couple things it's going to show you. It's going to give you the script for those emails that I just talked to you about, the 9-word email and the checking in email. It's going to give you the script. So all you got to do is really copy and paste. You don't have to actually go and type and remember what I said. And you can send those out. So that's the very first thing I want you to do is, in that PT Marketing Machine, I'm going to show you how to go make your money back. Or actually make a lot more than your money back, because you should be able to make more than $1 in the first month if you take action. If you have no intention of doing anything with this, please don't go get it. Please don't. If you do have an intention of making it work for you, like it will. So that's a PT marketing machine. It's going to help you nurture your leads, create more referrals, increase your profits, and put your business on autopilot, which is pretty dope. But it's Black Friday, so there's 2 other things that I also want to give you. The next one is called Patience and Profits on Demand. It's a 5-week business growth accelerator to help you generate new leads, more referrals, testimonials, patience, and more profits. You'll generate new patients and profits on demand every month. So this is the thing that's going to show you how to really automate these new patients. So how do I help you automate, 2 new patients a month at $4,000 in revenue so that you can be like, I don't care what Aaron's mastermind costs. He showed me how to make the money to afford to join. So let me go join and make more money. I mean, really, that's like my ulterior motive is I want you to win. I want you to understand how you can easily generate revenue so you can invest it back in your business so we can help you grow even faster. This is the program that Owen Johnson started with when we did it a little over a year ago. And he used this as he launched his brand new practice to generate, I think he'd go from nothing to $5,000 his first month and then over $10,000 his second month. And after he did Patience and Profits on Demand, he won the $2,000 weekend challenge. And I think he beat that number. I need to find out what he did because I need to put that in here. Owen did that. He made like $5,000 as well. If Aaron can make me $5,000 to $7,000 like that, I'd be dumb not to join the Platinum Mastermind. And he did, and he paid in full for the year. And he made all his money back within the first few months. And now he's paid in full for his second year in the program. And he's crushing it. I mean, he's well on his way to $200K in his first year in business, which is pretty incredible, and he went from being burnt out as working home health, and his wife Jen had stopped treating patients altogether and was selling doTERRA. And after 5 years of not treating patients, she started seeing patients in their practice, and it's like, oh my God, I love it. And she's like sold $6,000 worth of plans of care, I think her first few days back working as a PT. And that was Patience and Profits on Demand. It's easily worth $20,000 because that's easily what it's just brought in Owen for the first few months. I would sell it to you individually for $2,500, but when you get the Black Friday deal, it comes for free. You get that for free. And I'm taking a risk by giving it to you for free because I know free stuff, people don't value. People are like, oh, it's free, I'm not going to do it. Just understand this. If you go do the work, if you want to make it, you can give me $2,500 and then you can go do the work and show me that you made $100K out of it and I'll give you your $2,500 back. Does that sound good? Or maybe go make $20K out of it and I'll give you your $2,500 back, but you got to give me the money first. Or you can just go get it for free. And then the other thing I'm going to give you is called the Ultimate PT Marketing System. This is the first marketing course that I made as a standalone course. Word of caution, it's a lot of work, but the results are worth it. They are. That's why I'm staying here with you today. I had people go, oh, Aaron, this is too much. I'm like, well, you asked me to tell you what I do, and I know not everyone's going to do what I do. And you're listening, you're probably like, I'm not going to work as hard as Aaron, but I want his results. Well, there's 2 ways to do that. One, don't work as hard as me, because what I'll do, you can come and coach with me, and I'll show you how to get the results I got in less time. I've helped Derek and Owen get results in their business way faster. First, Derek, in 3.5 years, it took Derek, what did it take? It took Derek 8 months to do what I did in 3.5 years. It's taken Owen a year to do what I did in 5 years. Right? It's taken Brandon Smith a year and a half to do what it took me 5 years to do. It took Jess Jenny about 2 years to do what I did in 3 or 4 years. It's like I'm just going to compress that time for you. So the Ultimate PT Marketing System is going to teach you how to get new patients, new cash paying patients every month without wasting time and money on marketing that doesn't work. Like without wasting time on Facebook ads and marketing to physicians. And it's the thing that's going to show you how to autopilot this so you can go on vacation for 2 or 3 weeks with your family. Basically, it's like it's going to show you how to put that one new patient per month in a $1,500, $2,000 plan of care, and it's basically $18,000 a year on autopilot, easy. I'm going to give you that for free too. Okay. So when you get the Black Friday deal, you get the PT marketing machine, you get Patients and Profits on Demand, you get Ultimate PT Marketing System, these 3 courses, plus the PT email engine. And it's just $1. And the reason I'm going to charge you $1 is because I need something, right? I'd give it to you for free if I thought you'd do the work. But then also after 30 days, it's going to be $49 a month for your first 1,000 contacts, which is, you should be making, let's say you're making $1 per contact per month. That's $1,000 a month that you're making. The cost is really not a cost. It's just like you put in 49 and you get back $951 because you should be making easily $1 per contact per month. Many of us who are doing this right are making 5 to 10, even more dollars per month per email contact. But if you do the work and you set it up right, it's going to work for you. And this is the thing that's going to give you the freedom that you've been asking for. I can go through a lot of the information. If you're listening on Black Friday, you can go to ptemailengine.com. I'll make sure that link also forwards to this. If for some reason you're listening to this after Black Friday, that's okay. You might have missed it, but you didn't really miss the deal. You can still go to the site and you'll get a great deal. You might not see the Patients and Profits on Demand and Ultimate PT Marketing System, but you don't need that to make this work for you. And if you really want those, then, just let me know. I can find a way to sell them to you at retail price, which we've just discussed is still a deal, or give them to you for free when you join the Platinum Mastermind. So either way, I want to see you win. But what I want to do for Black Friday is just give you an extra incentive to get started now and not wait till January to take action on your business. That's really what Black Friday is all about. Not for me selling you shit you don't need or things that are good deals to give away as Christmas gifts. Cool. Okay, so if you have more than 1,000 contacts, just a couple, I've got plans for that. You just need to contact me. Just get started today, and then we'll upgrade you. There's some more information on the page about that. The other thing we're doing is there's a $500 setup fee. We go and build an account for you and customize it for you and put your name, your address, and all your things in there. And I'm waiving that $500 fee as well. For Black Friday, we've got support. I've got all the questions you can probably ask already answered inside the training portals. And you're getting a lifetime 50% discount. So most people are paying $99 a month for this, but for Black Friday, you pay the $1 and then it's $49 a month. What I'm saying is just go do it. You stop listening to me. Go to ptemailengine.com, sign up, and then, go send those emails, make some money, and then let's work together. And then there's one other thing that I want you to know, and I'm not going to read through everything that's on the page, but when you sign up for PT Email Engine, there is an opportunity to get on a call with me, Aaron LeBauer. It's typically $15,000 an hour to talk with me and ask me anything, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to build you a game plan and a strategy, and I'm not going to charge you nearly that much. But you got to get the PT Email Engine to be able to get into that call, because I don't just do calls on a regular basis. You want to get a free call with my team, you can absolutely do that. Go to cashptmastermind.com and apply. And if we feel like a good fit, we'll help you and get you on a free call. But we're not doing Ask Me Anything questions, because you can do that on Instagram. You can do that in the Cash PT Nation. You can do that on any of the live videos that I do, webinars, etc. You can come ask me anything there. What I want to do is help you build a multiple 6- and 7-figure business. And I know that the PT Email Engine is a critical part of doing that, sending out automated emails to help you automate your systems in your clinic, in your coaching business, and automate your sales and your marketing. So there's an offer there for that. So let's see, if you already have something else like ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, etc., can you just buy my emails? No, I'm not just going to sell you my emails, because you don't just need the information, you need the implementation and you need the software and how I teach it. You can't really do that with some of these others, but it's easy to migrate. And if you've got a lot of emails and you've got 10,000, 20,000 emails and you need some help migrating, just contact me. We'll figure out a deal to make it worthwhile for you to migrate over. Because gosh, if you've got 5,000 emails or more already, I know we can make you a gob ton of money and help so many more people using some of these systems. So I think that's it. There's a bunch of other questions, FAQs over on the page. I don't want to take more of your time today. You should spend it with your family, or spend it at Target buying gifts, whatever you want to do. But if there's one last thing that I'm going to leave you with that's valuable, is this: always make offers, always send emails, send at least one a week. It's not your job to end the conversation. Like if someone has subscribed to your email list and they're telling you that your shit stinks and you shouldn't be emailing them, please unsubscribe me. I just want you to know it's not your job to end the conversation when someone else started it. Someone else asked to be on there. It's not your job to end it. If you get good at doing email marketing, you're going to get people replying back to you and telling you how much your shit stinks and why you shouldn't be doing it. It's your job to ignore those. Just archive them. You can delete them, but I always archive. I still can't see them, but I can always go back and see who trash talked to me later. There's an unsubscribe button at the bottom of every email. And if you're on my email list, you're like, why are you sending me emails? You know what? If you don't want me to help you grow your business, just click unsubscribe, please. Please. I don't need to hear why. I just, just click unsubscribe. That's totally cool with me because you're not my customer. I've had people unsubscribe and come back and buy stuff and be like, why am I not getting emails? I'm like, well, you unsubscribed and marked me as spam before. I mean, this has happened dozens of times, because at one point in time it feels spammy or it triggers you because of a belief that you have. But later on, you realize that that's the help you need and you come back. I mean, it happens. So it may have happened to you, maybe not. But what I do know is the more successful you become, the more people will try to throw rocks at you. But people who are successful don't throw rocks. Think about that. So I think that's it. Happy Black Friday. It's time for me to go get a flu shot and a COVID booster. And, or actually, I'm not recording this on Black Friday. I'm recording it beforehand. So when you're listening to it, I'm not going to get my COVID booster. I'm probably chilling. Like you will be soon too. So go to ptemailegine.com. And I think that from there, during the Black Friday sale, the page is going to go to Black Friday. If for some reason it doesn't, DM me and I'll fix it because I will be paying attention to that over the weekend because I'm doing a big sale because my goal is to help a bunch of people, right? So if something's broken, let me know about it. Don't wait. Let me know. But in general, that should work. And then next week, I don't know what we'll be talking about, but something really cool to help you make next year your best year ever. I'd love to help you add $100,000 to your revenue in the next year. And if there's a way I can do that, let me know. But I think I got some ideas on what you need. So that's coming up soon. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. And I appreciate you a ton. Thank you for listening. Adios.